All right, let's watch Ben.
Is garbage. Just there, it's filled with terrible people. So over the past 48 hours, there was an attempt by the Democrats to push Republicans to basically push forward spending bills by including in spending bills things like funding for Iron Dome, which is the Israeli defense system. And the squad voted it down. Like members of the squad who were in favor of increasing the spending. Republicans voted against it because they didn't want to increase the spending, period. Democrats were in favor of increasing the spending. They just didn't like Israel, at least members of the squad. So Rashida Tlaib, who's just...
Bro, literally 9 people, dude. Like, it's not enough. You know how liberals are always like, it's not enough that you fucking vote. Like, you have to literally act like you loved voting every moment of it. You know what I mean? For like a liberal that unironically is going to go do shit like this, right? But Ben Shapiro's like that too. It's like, it's not enough that you, like, the entire Congress in the most bipartisan way possible is just like, of course we're going to give $1 billion extra dollars to Israel to refuel and resupply the Iron Dome. Of course we're going to do that. It's that like 9 dissenters can't even exist. You know what I mean? Like literally, it's not everyone unconditionally was like, of course we're going to fucking support, like, of course. Like 9 people said something. It's like Ben's like, what the fuck? This is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
The Hamas in the, like, she's just a terrorist representative apparently in the American Congress because that's all she does, just stand for Hamas. So she went out there and she said she was very upset that now the Democrats brought up correctly a separate funding bill for $1 billion for Iron Dome, which is a purely defensive technology. And Rashida Tlaib said she didn't want any funding for war crimes.
I will not support an...
First of all, if it's purely defensive, why don't we give one to the Palestinians? Shit, dude, they get bombed more than fucking Israel. By Israel. Like, I don't understand. It's purely defensive. I think we should give Hamas an Iron Dome straight up. I actually don't even, I'm not even joking about that. I think that the Gaza Strip deserves its own Iron Dome. Make no mistake, I'm being 100% serious. Don't think that I'm joking about that. The number one question I have is like, not why we're giving Israel, or not why we're funding the Iron Dome or whatever. It's why are we giving Israel money like this? Like, why? They have money. Like, let them. We already gave enough fucking R&D, missiles, research money so far. Why are we giving them extra money? Like, it makes no sense. It's not like, not a fucking state. Like, it has nothing to do with America. Like, let them deal with it. They are fucking dealing with it all the time. So that's ridiculous in and of itself. Okay. That's already like completely fucking ridiculous. But also this notion that like we are, it's purely defensive. Like Joe Biden didn't sell $750 million worth of weapons like a couple months ago after Israel's like 15-day massacre ended, or during the 15-day massacre, actually worse. Like, that's so ridiculous. There's no such thing as like a defensive spending in that respect. It's all offensive. We are taking a side in an apartheid. The wrong side. Like, that's the reality.
An effort to enable and support war crimes, human rights abuses, and violence. We cannot be talking only about Israelis' need for safety at a time when Palestinians are living under a violent apartheid system and are dying from what Human Rights Watch has said are war crimes.
Okay, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was like, the hell are you talking about? Iron Dome is a purely defensive system designed to safeguard all civilians living in Israel. The system was co-developed by the United States and Israel and has saved thousands of lives. So whatever subsidy we are paying to Israel, we're getting back in terms of the technology. And pretty much everybody voted for it.
Wait,
right?
what?
Everybody, the final...
I want to hear this motherfucker make that same argument about healthcare, bro.
People hate chat. Love you all, and even you too.
Listen, bro, look, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a Republican and you watch Ben Shapiro and you watch this fucking video and you agree with it, you're the most cucked person on the planet. Like what an insane, like how obvious, like how insanely obvious. Like, oh, it's actually paying back in dividends. Yeah, dude, the Iron Dome, the billion extra dollars that we're giving to Israel to execute raids, not just Iron Dome, by the way, to execute raids, but like the Iron Dome missile refueling, because look, we're already giving Israel money. This is extra $1 billion of extra money that we're giving to refuel Iron Dome. Okay? Like that's paying back in dividends, actually. Like, what? What do you mean it's paying back in dividends? Motherfucker, you literally shit on every single fucking spending bill. You're shitting on spending in the video where you're justifying giving the Iron Dome an extra $1 billion. That's fucking insane, dude. Wow.
I chat people kiss.
That's psychotic, dude. That is actually the most psychotic thing. Oh my fucking God. No, we can't do infrastructure spending. That will not help America. What will help America is giving Israel more money. That will pay back in dividends. Okay, thanks, man. That's, I guess you're right. Fucking sure, I guess. I don't know.
Final vote on this thing had, I think, 9 people who did not vote for it. Ted Deutsch, the representative from Palm Beach, he came out. He's a Democrat, and finally slammed Rashida Tlaib as the anti-Semite she is. He's only 2 years late on this.
I cannot allow one of my colleagues to stand on the floor of the House of Representatives
1 year of shadow
and label the Jewish democratic state of Israel an apartheid state. I reject it.
But it's right. Also, why'd you add Jewish? Like, what's with all these motherfuckers constantly being like, it's the Jewish state? Like, what? Like, are you trying to imply that a Palestinian person is being anti-Semitic? Like, oh yeah, you're just singling out the Jewish state. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Well, I guess it is a Jewish state. Got it. Okay. Like, why? Why do these motherfuckers constantly fucking, like, every fucking unconditional Israel defender immediately is like, no, actually, every Jewish person cares about Israel in the same exact way. Bullshit, dude. That is inherently anti-Semitic. That's anti-Semitism. You're doing anti-Semitism. Okay? Fuck the mistake. Hasan, can I come over tomorrow? Yes. Pull up.
Let's be clear. It's consistent with those who advocate for the dismantling of the one Jewish state in the world. And when there is no place on the map for one Jewish state, that's anti-Semitism.
Yes, it most certainly is. And the anti-Semites include Representatives Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, no shock there. I mean, they are just openly allied at this point with Hamas. Ayanna Pressley, the Ringo Starr of the squad. Cori Bush, the BLM congresswoman from Missouri. That's also not a shock because the BLM organization is openly anti-Semitic. Andre Carson, Marie Newman, Jesus Garcia, and Raul Grijalva. And one Republican...
I wonder if those other people also were pro Black Lives Matter.
Hello, chat.
Probably.
I love you, Hasan, and this entire community.
I wonder why
Hasan.
Ben didn't mention any of their other, backgrounds and hyper focused on the black women there. That was a real cool one, Ben.
Representative Thomas Massey, who voted against because he votes against pretty much every funding bill. And that is why Massey voted against it, not because he's anti-Israel, just because he doesn't like pretty much any funding. AOC is the one we should focus on here. So originally, the vote came around, and AOC voted against funding Iron Dome. Then AOC backed off of it because, as always, she is just cosplaying the revolution. That is all. She wants to be seen as radical, but then, when it comes right down to it, she just wants power and money. That's all she wants. AOC. She wants to run for Senate in New York. You ain't getting far running for the Senate in New York being overtly anti-Semitic the way that Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib are. Ilhan Omar can get away with it because she's from a district in Minnesota that is extraordinarily far left and radical against Israel. And the same...
Damn. Ben's improved his rhetoric. He wanted to say Muslims so bad. That's actually surprisingly... That is surprisingly held back from Ben. I literally would have just thought he was just going to go there. I'm surprised he didn't say it. Wow, that is actually surprising. He's just, I'm, yeah. I mean, you know that's what he means.
Same is true for Rashida Tlaib. That is not true for, it may be true in her district. It is certainly not true statewide. So whatever hope she has for statewide office rests on her abstaining. So she actually abstained from this. But, you know, she did have to cry some crocodile tears. So no tears for the people who are attempting to cross the border down in Del Rio, Texas. No tears about that. But she broke out the sobbing again after switching her vote. So she knew where the cameras were, because she always knows where the cameras are. I mean, she's like a moth to a flame when it comes to cameras. AOC made her way down while somebody else was speaking, and then pretty overtly started dabbing at her eyes because she was so sad that she had abstained from this particular bill. So terrible that Israel has defensive technology to prevent.
Leave it up to Ben.
Damn, a year already. Can't get that time back, but I wouldn't want
like,
it back anyways. Hassle.
Say some of the right things in the worst way possible. Like he still had to be like an obsessive, virulent, racist who's also just a freak. He's like, AOC knew where the cameras are. She loves the cameras. Ooh, isn't she a pretty girl? Like, it's like, dude, first of all, you're a fucking online political commentator, okay? You're speaking to a camera right now. It's so weird. It's weirdo behavior to just be like, AOC knows where she was fake crying. I know this. I know that she was fake crying. I know a real cry when I see one. Made a lot of women cry in my day. It's like, calm down, bro. Yeah, he's complaining about AOC not crying about the migrants. Like, yeah, dude, you give a shit. Why isn't she still giving us feet pics? I want to see those little piggies. Fuck. Although, my criticism on AOC's like present vote is kind of identical to Ben's, regardless of his, you know, pathological obsession with AOC.
Prevented citizens from being slaughtered en masse by a terrorist group firing rockets indiscriminately into civilian areas. You can see her approach when she walks up to a fellow congressperson, and she's so sad, she's upset, and she removes her glasses. She knows exactly where the camera is this whole time, right? She removes her glasses and she starts dabbing at her eyes. Oh, the sadness. Oh, the pain.
Why do you have to go there? Like, you could have made legitimate criticism without sounding like Buffalo Bill, dude. Motherfucker's out here analyzing the Zapruder film, dude. He's like, going frame by frame. As you can see, she's dabbing her eyes.
She is just...
You know, it's like, watch, AOC cries. It's like, Ben has that saved in his phone. Like, you know that he has that saved in his phone. You know what I mean? He's playing it on loop.
Just terrible.
Anyway, imagine being Ben Shapiro, living your life every day knowing that you're painfully incapable of contributing anything worthwhile to society and still choosing to try. He doesn't try. He just, the only thing he tries is fucking, you know, getting right-wing clout, putting some money in his pocket. That's it.
And inaccurately.
This is so... No! Oh, what the fuck? This is nuts, dude. Oh, this is so good. This is so fucking good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, what the fuck, dude? It's like, this is, we've reached it. There is nothing better. I have to tweet this out.